All right. Whew, man. What an intro. All right. This first story is from the Daily Star. Huge UFO spotted hovering over Las Vegas by multiple witnesses, and videos emerge. Witnesses from all sides of Las Vegas flooded Twitter with videos and pictures of the unusual sight, with some claiming they were a large UFO, others dismissing them as military flares, which you hear quite often. That's one of the big excuses for the Phoenix lights. So hundreds of people have witnessed these baffling photos, and they were spotted on March 1st at around 7:30 p.m. local time. And I will show you the photos. Here's this. They're a little fuzzy, but it looks like 6 orbs here, kind of a straight line, slightly spherical. Here's more from a distance, so you can see actually 6. Beautiful downtown Las Vegas. And here's a distant one, which this one is a little more fuzzier, so you can't really tell. It looks like 3 blocks. But so Nellis Air Force Base lies in the outskirts of Las Vegas and could very well have been to blame. But one man who works with the Department of Homeland Security told Mystery Wire that the lights bear no resemblance to military flares he has experienced in the past. He says his mother-in-law saw a mass behind the lights like it was one large object and not separate aircraft. But the Federal Aviation Administration finally revealed what they were yesterday. They said the lights were from Las Vegas Valley, were flares from the Northwest military ranges. It's not the first time Vegas locals have claimed to have witnessed UFOs hovering above the iconic city. 3 lights appeared in the skies on August 2020, seemingly involved in a triangular formation. And there were also several reports in 2019 of a UFO hurtling over Vegas at speeds of over 1,000 miles an hour. Well, I will show you the video of these UFOs here. Obviously, it's a little grainy, but there you go. He's panning away for some reason. Here we go. Let's go back. And looks like there's one. Looks like the other ones are blinking away. Okay, then there's nothing left. It will skip to another video here in a second. Give me a moment. There you go. This one looks a little closer, perhaps a bit brighter. They look like same as they did in the photo, 6 separate little spheres. Oh, come on, guy. There you go. Zoom right back in. Thank you. Let's see. Does this guy go long enough to show him disappear? No, he doesn't. Okay. So, that was these lights in the sky. And I mean, I know they can say that the Federal Aviation Agency said that they're military flares, but that's been used for so many different things that you can't be sure. I mean, I don't really think they're going to come out and say that no, actually these are UFO guys. Take more pictures. So, whatever you think. Obviously, the photos are a little grainy, and the videos were at a distance. I know it's at night, of course. That makes it a little more difficult. But the excuse has been used several times, so it's really up to you if you really do think that they were flares, or if they were actually part of a larger vessel, or 6 separate smaller vessels. Thank you. Okay, so this one right here is simply kind of a small follow-up on an actual topic that's been going on quite a while, since about February 21st, when there was a sighting of a UFO by an airline, an American Airlines 2292, saw it over New Mexico, And we wouldn't really know much about it, except that a New Mexico blogger intercepted the radio transmission that he sent up. If you don't know, quick overview. He said, "Do you have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us," the pilot said at 1:19 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday, according to audio published on aviation blog Deep Black Horizon. "I hate to say this, but it looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast right on top of us." So, Douglas told the Arizona Republic that it was a pure coincidence and happened when he was trying to pick up another aircraft with a radio scanner. The FAA later came out and said that he did report it, not confirmed that they saw it or whatnot, but it was reported. So the report is confirmed that there was a long cylindrical object. So the addition is just something small here at the end when they talk about that there actually is a way to handle unidentified flying objects by the FAA in their own manual, and that it was introduced around 2003-ish. Now, this was actually a statement made on Twitter because apparently, for some reason, Kathy Griffin decided to get involved in this by saying, "Are we just going to act like it's normal that an American Airlines pilot reported seeing a UFO flying above his plane to the FAA? Maybe this pilot needs some time off to spend with his family, if you know what I'm saying." So she's basically trying to get the guy fired for seeing a UFO. And I mean, I think this really shows how big the story has gotten, for one, that people on Twitter are for some reason commenting on it and wanting him to be fired, which apparently she's completely devoid of knowledge of the actual topic, because this has been the pilot situation with multiple pilots, especially in the military, has been going on where they've been reporting it or they've been unable to report it. So no, he shouldn't be fired because he saw a UFO. What a crazy thing to say. I mean, yeah, okay. That was a tad bit upsetting, but thank you. So this next story here is simply just bringing up UFOs when it comes to the big media. You know, usually UFOs you see on regular sites or YouTube videos, but when you get like bigger sites that talk about sports, this is NBC Sports talking about how the Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield and his wife saw a UFO on Wednesday, I believe, and here it goes. It says, "And I just saw a UFO drop straight out of the sky on our way home from dinner. Mayfield said we stopped and looked at each other and asked if either of us saw it. Very bright ball of light going down, straight down out of the sky towards Lake Travis. Anybody else witness this?" And then, of course, they reference that Aaron Rodgers claims that he had seen a UFO, which was a orange object in the sky, eventually was chased by a fighter jet, which, not unusual. Fighter jets want to know what's in their airspace, even if, you know, the government doesn't know much about UFOs. Of course, here they talk about how for years people have suspected that the government has been hiding information about UFOs or close encounters. And then they also say something that seems a little weird, though. They say the government has systematically been sharing the truth about UFOs and no one seems to care, which I'm assuming they're referencing more the mainstream media. Because if you go through those CIA files, there's a lot of really good information. A lot of tons and tons of sightings and weird stuff, too. And a lot of stuff you don't expect. I think a lot of people need to sit down and just maybe slowly, day by day, go through some of those. But also they have here, which I think is a valid statement, they talk about how it's human arrogance to believe that we're the only beings in the galaxy or the universe. I mean, it's infinite. I mean, you can really barely fathom the infinity of it. And there's no way we're by ourselves. They also talk about if aliens have been here, or if you want to add a little extra, been here in the past. And they ended here with, I think, a little joke. They say, hopefully they won't bring any cookbook, which I'm assuming is a reference to the episode about To Serve Man, which is a Twilight Zone episode. So, in case you haven't seen that. And also V, when they eat people. But I digress. Thank you. So, this is just a quick image I wanted to share. It's ghostly eyes. It's a image from Hubble, which is actually two galaxies colliding, and those two bright spots that make the eyes are actually the cores, the bright cores of the galaxy. And of course, the everything else that makes up the face is actually blue stars that are actually showing the outside face, which makes it look a little extra creepy with the ghostly eyes. They go on to basically say what it is, where it was taken. This is part of the snapshot program that takes advantage of occasional gaps in the telescope's observing schedule to squeeze in additional pictures. I mean, I think it's worth it. That's a nice, gorgeous picture, it's like a Jason hockey mask kind of thing going on there. But a little thing.